We're
Oh,
live.
we're live. Hello and welcome to Lands Unknown Live. I am joined again by Jake and Miles from Let's Have a Booba in our penultimate, perhaps our ultimate episode of climate mapping the Boubaverse, where we are now going to lay down our Copenhagen climate classification areas. Very exciting. Where are we? Oh, 1 sec. I think I needed to. And you can see here, I have this up and now it's down. I just needed to add a reference. And if I go to my references section, it'll actually show on screen a bunch of stuff that I don't want people to see. So then we would lose a lot of, whatchamacallit. Hello, Kate. Yeah, there we go. Now we have our
Nice.
key here in the side. We can drop one on
Hooray.
here later. And
We've
yeah,
got a
and
nice space for it, at least.
then and this is from the rough dove map that ended up in the first episode of the Spec Atlas. Oh, and then Lands Unknown News. We had our monthly update and our sneak peek over at the Patreon and I guess the Ko-fi, where it was going into detail about one of the cultures that we're going to explore in the polity chart video for the Worldbuilding Festival, which all that stuff should be up for everybody else. For me, it'll be up probably later today.
Well, speaking
Hello,
of world
Supernatural Ecology. Yeah, speaking of the Worldbuilding Festival, hello, Madeline, my co-conspirator.
I think she's the grand conspirator.
Yeah, I think we came up with the idea, and then Madeline still says that I'm like the I guess I'm a co-founder, but I'm definitely not the one who does most of the labor to make it happen. That is all Madeline.
Creative director.
Creative director.
Yes, creative producer, maybe. Mascot.
Ideator.
That's a great.
Do you have any resources for modeling weather systems specifically, not climate? So, weather systems are when we go through looking at like high and low pressure and where the winds are moving, that can give you an idea of how like the weather systems are going to function and how whether you're going to have like southerly winds and northerly winds, where your high and low pressure systems will come from. But these things are quite variable at a day-to-day level, right? Like we had a thunderstorm warning all day yesterday, but that meant that I think there was a 30% chance of a thunderstorm, and that's based on meteorologists using the tools that they have and making predictions about where these things are going to happen. But I mean, only up north of here was there a thunderstorm. So like actually creating a system that kind of models weather would be quite difficult. You can get a sense of the kind of stuff that's going to happen, but I don't know, like what we mean here by modeling weather. Mostly looking for ways to predict fronts, at least in generality, like in spring, mostly cold fronts, occlusions in the fall, whatever. Oh, okay. Yeah, at some point we can get around to that. Oh wow, it's Madeline herself. Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, be a mascot. Dr. World Builder. Soon. Now that my draft is submitted, when I hear back from my committee, I'll make some revisions, and then, so in the next couple months, definitely Dr. World Builder. And then Madeline and I are going to do a very special episode of Supernatural Shenanigans. It's going to be themed. It's going to be a great time. I just need to check something in the other room, and I'll be right back, and then we'll get started. So Miles and Jake can vamp for a sec.
Okay, so I was going to say that you can also join us during Worldbuilding Festival for some shenanigans. I'm going to be doing a little speed laying relay alongside George Corley, alongside Ron of Red Quells, and David Pearson. Jake, you are definitely very much involved in a lot of things this round.
If Ray is the busiest woman in Australia when it comes to doing a relay, I feel like I'm the busiest Brit in the Worldbuilding Festival. I'm doing like 6 different things.
Oh my goodness.
I
think I'm only doing shenanigans, polity chart, this, and then Bib and I are talking about domestication, but that's 2. So I'll count that as 5 things.
We've got our human history. I think we're calling it paleoanthropology with Bib and Hannah, but that's fine. That's mostly a chat.
Yeah.
Then I have to do like an hour. I say have to. I signed up for this. I'm doing an hour on kinship, anthropology of kinship. There's like a part of a it's not a diptych if it's a video, like I hate the term two-parter, but I guess we can call it a two-parter.
Yeah.
A duology.
A duology.
Ooh.
With David, who is covering the linguistics side. I am doing a stream with Kobe at 10 a.m. British time, which isn't that early, but it is quite early for us as night creatures. We message each other at usually about 1 a.m.
Oh my god.
An interesting slot. Covering the idea of shamanic music rather than the study of it, because it's not really a subject that exists. But it's going to be interesting. And then I'm going to go a bit faster. I'm doing gender variation with Nikolai of Worldbuilding Pasta. And then me and Miles are doing a stream of map drawing and toponymy, which is also going to be more chat, but I think that me and Miles need to read up so we don't sort of fall flat a bit.
Yeah.
Say altitude too much.
Yeah, hope not.
Hello, Tingish.
Me saying altitude.
Dude, pop.
All right, so now that we've got some of the is that a cold open? We are going to jump right into it. This is the projection that, again, Nikolai suggested. I think it is. It's a azimuthal. It's an equal area projection. I think it's a Lambert. I'd have to check Discord somewhere. But this is the base that we're going to be using, and off stream, I spent a little bit of time and I made our outline here. So we're just going to be filling it all in. This is what we did for the Taiki Basin and for Zalea. This is a really great thing to do because you can just set all of your climate layers above it to clipping mask. And that is what we are going to be doing. So I already set up a climate layer, climate group. We are going to be moving our climate layers in here. We're going to start with the E climates, just because they are usually the easiest. And we're going to set them to clipping mask so that it only appears on top of this layer. If you wanted to work with one layer and you're using Procreate or what's the other one? Photoshop or something, you can set to alpha lock. With alpha lock, when you lay down any kind of color, it'll only populate on positive space, so places that you have put color on before. I also went through and I grabbed all of our stuff from before and projected it in the same height and that sort of stuff. So here is our pressure and wind map that we got. And then here are the summer isotherms at a low opacity for some reason. Oh, well, yeah, they probably should be at a lower opacity so I can look at it. I'll do that for the other one too. And I'm doing this so I can look at them as we're flipping back and forth, which people should be familiar with from the other series as well. And then we've got our winter isotherms here, which are conveniently blue. And then we've got our winter map with all of our winds and pressure systems and stuff like that. And oh yeah, I don't think I did all of the, I didn't bring over the layers. So I need to grab my laptop quickly and put it over here so I can look and see what the different isotherms are as we move through. And I'll probably layer them, I'll label them on this layer. That is something I did not get to. So I'll be back in a sec again.
I did pull
Elevator
up,
music.
well, I do have on the background here just like the Wikipedia article for Köppen climate. And for the ice cap climate, it literally says the words eternal winter, which, depending on who you ask, might be the greatest or the utter worst climate imaginable for someone to live. Some people like winter, but I mean, eternal winter seems like a big commitment.
I wouldn't survive.
I would not survive.
I am far too depressive to survive eternal winter. Sorry.
Eternal winter.
No UV light in the world could help. No UV light therapy could help in the world.
No, I struggle enough as it is here.
All right, so I'm going to be looking at my laptop off screen. I'm going to be turning a bunch of stuff off so it doesn't get too annoying. And that is just going to be for the isotherms because we have not gone through and like made the color ramp to tell us what is what. And that is because I didn't want to. I didn't really have, I didn't have the time to. Not that I didn't want to. It would have been ideal, but I only had so much time to do that. Winter is Kiki, summer is Bouba.
Very true.
I mean, sure, but maybe then I'm a more Kiki person. Winter and summer.
I don't know
Kiki.
why I didn't.
Spring and summer are Bouba.
No,
I don't know. I think autumn is pretty Kiki. I don't know.
I feel like people have different positions of where they start the seasons, though, that I think would change things.
That's true.
I can see that if you're a December is autumn person.
Yeah.
But if you're a August, September, October autumner, which I don't understand, to be very clear, because in the UK, August is very much summer. Like, I could see it being more Bouba. I find September, October, which I think are like peak autumn, are very Bouba.
Yes, I agree with that.
Oh, and November. November is usually fine.
Yeah, December being autumn is wild. I mean, yes, like in terms of like the solstices and such, it is. But in terms of vibes, like early December does not give like. I just view this December as the most like wintry like month because it is at the end. Maybe like the later ones, January and February.
To Tinguish's point, I think that it's sort of an imaginary more than practical, but Kunming is often described as having 4 seasons of spring, because it's in the tropical zone, or is it subtropical? Anyway, but it's in the highlands, so it's got quite like a stable temperature because it's elevation.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
not gonna stumble.
Yeah,
You won't
Tingush,
catch me out this
elevation.
time.
I hate summer unless it's storming. Very much the same. I mean, out here, because it's a Mediterranean climate, we have wet season, which is late autumn to like mid-spring, and I would consider water droplets very Bouba. And then we have a dry summer, which I consider quite kiki out here. So what I'm doing right now is I found my 0 degree isotherm, and I'm just drawing in the EF or ice cap sort of climate zones, and this will be, you know, usually characterized by ice sheets, and I think that is what we will see on this little island here. And so I'm just sort of finding that line of 0 degrees. And so it goes along the top here. It doesn't really get anything below. So this is kind of the line here. Doesn't get anything below that. So we are going to look at the 0 degree isotherms that are in the interior. And it is going to be this one in here. Yeah, so we're going to capture a lot of this stuff. And we could probably just look at this for a sec. I mean, we can, you may want to go in later and clarify all the shapes that you want to be in here, because again, this is a very loose,
low detail
situation. And depending on what we want, we can go in afterwards and drop it all in. Oh no, why'd that happen? Is there any, there are no gaps here. What are we doing? I guess there are some gaps. Gap somewhere. Oh, I see what I was doing. I was drawing on the wrong layer.
Good job. There you go. Look at that.
Bam. Excellent.
Bam.
The air train ice cap.
And I want to get the same brush for...
Why Eritrean?
It just looks like the outline of Eritrea.
Oh, the coast, yeah.
Just like kind of like just like the little head of it, and has a little tail.
All right, so we're getting that in there, and then we are moving over here. So I believe this is the other one. Yeah. And I'm just going, cause we're doing this in the summer because it's, you know, all year round, right? So if it's below 0 in the summer, it is certainly below 0 in the winter. Great. Boop. There we go.
Oh my god, we're so close.
I'm just going to check to see that there's no other places further south. I don't think there are large areas further south. All right, so now we're going to move to ET, and that is going to be stuff that is 12 all year. And so there's a very interesting thing that happens that we don't see on Earth. So because this continent here goes above 60 and interrupts the circumpolar current, polar water comes down. We don't, for the coast of South Africa, so for Southern Africa, for South America, and for Australia, all of them sit above the circumpolar current. And what ends up happening is that, yes, some cool water comes up, but mostly it is cycling water from the basin. And then in the northern hemisphere, for the Pacific, you have the Bering Strait that cool water is coming through, but you don't actually have this like big circulation of polar water coming down, right? It's kind of blocked off except for the Bering Strait. And then on the other side, England has the British and Irish Isles, our Atlantic archipelago, what have you, have the whatchamacallit coming along. The Gulf Stream pushing it up.
Yes.
And this kind of also creates an interesting interruption where we don't necessarily have a lot of like cool polar water coming through.
Until the Gulf Stream breaks.
So here, we actually do have polar water that's coming down on this side.
Oh, yeah.
And we decided to sort of run with that, which is why it is going to be quite cold actually up there. But I mean, the comparison would be to like the archipelago in like, Nunavut in like northern Canada sort of thing. So we are going to turn on our summer isotherms again. We're going to find the 12-degree isotherm, which is this one, which drops quite low here. And anything below 10 is going to be ET. And so we are going to kind of we'll make sure we're not drawing on our black layer. Right. We are going to be kind of going along here.
Just kind of approach.
And putting this in. And I mean, later you can, or at some point we can go in and kind of align it closer to some other, I don't know, some features or whatever, right? Like, what is the topography on the ground? And again, we're doing this in the summer because in the winter, obviously, it is going to be cooler.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, this is just going to snake all down
Looks
here.
a lot like an ear.
Oh, down here in this
plateau?
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's a little ear there, and then when you zoom out, it also looks quite
earish.
I'm going to say eerie, but that doesn't mean that.
The spinning is doing me in a little bit, not in a bad way, but I'm trying to orient myself to the map.
We're orienting to the line. This is the important thing.
I'm all about the sensory experience.
There's a Wikipedia city page for City of Eternal Spring and all the places they got applied to. Doesn't say elevation. Oh, interesting. I don't know. I think that the seasonal blooming of plants is very much a part of spring for me. So if that's not happening, I don't know if I'd call it spring. I mean, in that case, we could just call like the Falklands or whatever, eternal spring.
Let's see what places they have.
I have the list up if you want me to just run through it.
Ooh, yes. I also have it up.
Yeah. So there's Addis Ababa, which
Is that spring? I mean, that's a very high elevation place.
they have the Köppen classification next to them all. I think that it probably does depend a lot on like what your cultural expectation of spring.
Very true.
But I think
Okay,
in general they have like quite stable temperatures is the main thing. I think that you would get like some cyclical stuff, but mostly from rainfall. So like they have a wet season and a dry season, but the temperature is on average about like 17 degrees over the year, and it doesn't get that much hotter or colder than that. But like it also includes like Arequipa in Peru. I have not heard of Arica in Chile. Um,
that's
um,
unfortunate.
but it also includes Caracas in Venezuela,
Which
which is
seems
not
interesting.
that high.
Yeah.
Like it's 900 meters above sea level. Um, 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 Also has Cochabamba in Bolivia, Dalat in Vietnam, um, Medellin in Colombia, Quito in Ecuador,
Mm.
Santa Cruz de Tenerife in the Canary Islands, and Trujillo in Spain. Yeah, I do not think that those are all like you have C, B, and A climates all represented.
Yeah,
Which
so
like
That would make sense.
choose your own spring, I guess.
mm-hmm.
All right, I'm just gonna do this piecemeal because it seems to be giving me some
Having the
problems.
day.
All right, well, that's working. Oh, did I do this? I thought I connected those. Okay. Oh, there it is. Hey, bound to happen. All right, so let's see what we're looking at so far. Neat.
Ooh.
Oh,
Well,
do you see the ear?
yes, I see the ear.
Yay.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Oh, we got more comments.
Ear.
A microbate Gulf Stream will not because it's driven by Earth's rotation. Yeah, because it's going across and then up. I think the exact angle of it is very much part of the shape of North America, though the Gulf Stream did not exist when there was a lot of glaciation and there was a lot of fresh water being put into the North Atlantic. It essentially curved in and did not go further north. And that, this is why, like, so when like the Atlantic archipelago and like Doggerland were covered in ice, there was no Gulf Stream.
Return to
I mean, there was
Doggerland.
still water circulating below the ice, but like, and but it was not the same sort of thing going on. You see the tidal bulge traveling around the Antarctic and feeding the twisting Atlantic. Cool. In animations and drawings, yeah. All right, so we have finished our first section of climate here, which is fun for us. You can go in afterwards and put ice there. I mean, you already have ice in most of those places. I think the one place you don't have ice is on the island on the side there.
Correct.
Which is fun. I think that's a cute island. just covered in ice. Now we are going to do our A climates. And this is easy because it's anything that's at least 18 all year round. So we'll go to the winter and just, fill it in with AM. We'll fill it in with A, and then we will go through. My normal thing is just to make a lot of it AF. But we'll do a bit of work to reduce it down. You'll probably have more AF than Zalea ended up having, but you got to start somewhere. And we're trying to get all this done in preferably 3 hours.
Oh, we got this.
Yeah.
Lock it.
Here we go. So we want our isotherms in here, and I'm going to bring it up on my laptop, so you're not going to see everything I'm doing. I'm essentially just turning on and off the layer that is 18 degree coated. And
that's so 18 degree coated of you.
And that is going to be down here, just making sure I'm on the right layer again. But again, some of these will not be an A because it will be too dry, right? So
Yeah.
we're going to be probably getting rid of some of this.
I'm very curious to see where our cold deserts are. I can imagine where the hot one's going to be. The cold ones are a little bit more elusive.
The elusive deserts. All right, so I think it's this one that loops up here. Yeah.
Love that.
There we go. And then essentially everything south of that will be A. So I'm just going to loop. Oh, oops.
So much opportunity for fauna and flora.
Yay!
Hooray!
And those buggers down there. Okay.
I
So
think
we've
that's
got-
Whale Island and Calf Island, if I'm remembering the translations correctly.
And then we're going to go up, and we're going to rename this BSH. And we're going to grab our BSH here, and we are now going to look at our windy maps. Okay, so a lot of this in here is not going to receive all that much precipitation. So that is good to know. So the winter map isn't what we want to look at. It is the summer map. So, all right. So anything that's coming in on top up here is going to peter out by the time it gets down here. It may hit the northern part of these mountains. So that is something to keep in mind. And we're going to have winds coming in on this side. So this coast is probably going to be an A coast, but some of this is probably going to be B. Yeah, a bunch of this is going to be B. So let's crank this up a little bit so we can kind of see, or rather, let's look at that for a sec. All right, so yeah, it's going to be coming in here. We probably want to carve it out from these areas on the north side. So let's just kind of go along here. I think we could probably also carve that out. In here is probably going to be C. So, and then, yeah, we want to go along here. I mean, in here is going to be, what color do I have? Oh yeah, it's just because of the opacity. Okay. Let's go in there for sure. I mean, when we do the C climates, we will check to see what is happening. And I don't necessarily want to go too far north, but the western side of this is not going to be getting too much precipitation, so I don't mind carving that out right now. This lake is probably fed by a lot of stuff. It could still be BSH. We'll see. We'll see. And then we will also go over here for sure. I mean, these mountains are probably going to be very arid.
Ideal places for the city of Eternal Spring.
That could be fun to kind of focus on a little bit.
And then this coast is probably going to be arid as well, but I mean, I mostly want to... Let's go along this river for sure. Okay, so we can make all that arid. So, what we would like to do is... So I don't think the coast here is probably not going to be AF. It is probably going to be AM.
Okay.
So we're going to make an AM layer. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when we look at here, we have a low pressure zone here. So when we do get the precipitation coming in, it is going to be in the summer specifically. These areas down here would probably be AF because they're in the mountains, so they would be getting precipitation in the winter from the interaction between mountains and pressure and precipitation. So like they'd be bringing in precipitation. But along here, we wouldn't be getting that. And during the winter, we would just get it pushed straight off. I think over here, we could probably have a W. But yeah, so AW and then transitioning around this area to AM, we're going to have some AW in this area. So some savanna in here, which would be nice, but it should, before it gets to this blue area, it'll transition to it'll transition to BSH and then BWH. So you're going to have a desert in the middle here. So let's look at this summer wind as we put down our AM. Is this AM? Yes, this is our AM.
Ooh, little island's gonna be so cute.
Well, the Delta Islands, though, like
swampy vibes.
I mean, the situation I'm most familiar with is on the Brahmaputra, which may not be the best comparison with this, but like they call them chars, and they are basically where like I think like Dalit communities were forced to live on them rather than living in the towns with people, and they have very precarious lives because essentially every 5 years or so the islands move. But if it's more like the Nile Delta, then obviously it could be more of a Alexandria situation, because I think this was more the upper Brahmaputra that I was that was being researched.
All right, and then here we're going to have our AW.
Ow.
And so we're going to have our ow in here. And then we are going to have it extending from here for your savanna. And the savanna is probably going to be concentrated in this region in here. And where is, let's turn this off for a sec so we can see the other stuff that we've been doing. Oh, okay, cool. We could have some going along this river here. And then there we go.
Is it fair to say this is a bit Sahel-ish, or is that?
Yes, this is going to be your Sahel transition here.
Mhm.
Oh, oops. Something happened.
Savannah for everyone.
Savannah for everyone.
Yay.
All right, so now we have.
And you get a Savannah.
And you get a Savannah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so let's peel back this BSH here. Don't need that. Wait, this will give us somewhat of a transition. Oops. Oh, that was the eraser. That was why. Okay, there we go. So we will have this here, and now we will switch to our monsoon and work on this side here. And it'll be the transition. So on this side, we will have, yeah, we can have that there. And I may peel back a bit of this so that we have that transition. So essentially on one side of these mountains, it's going to be more of a monsoon. And on the other side, it's going to receive precipitation pretty consistently year round.
It gives us a good region that the Mahirans can sort of arrive at off of the islands and then kind of develop some adaptations to other climes.
All right, and then this other spot that we have that is blue over here is just going to become subsumed by the desert.
Nice.
Because even though it does have the range to be tropical, that does not mean that it gets to be tropical because it is too hot and does not receive enough precipitation.
Sad.
Yep. Boom. Didn't betray me this time.
Always a good day when you're not betrayed.
And then you also wanted some. There's going to be some variation down here, obviously. But I just want to see what it looks like without anything on top of it for a sec, just to make sure that we're getting good vibes. And there is nothing on top of it. It is what we are seeing below it.
Nice.
Looking pretty good.
I don't know how Miles feels. I am quite happy to make sure that we get enough done today that we're safe in general and we can think about some of the details another time.
That's definitely where I'm at as well. Broader strokes.
Broader strokes.
Yeah.
So we have, so we have this movement in here. So we're bringing precipitation into this area. This is sort of parallel. I mean, we're going to be putting on, because of elevation here, we will be adding sea layers on top. Oh. Hello, not Danehard. Sorry about that. When was that? 10 minutes ago. Okay. I'm great at, I was gonna say podcasting. I'm great at streaming.
People
and
love
then-
to say that Let's Have a Boober is a podcast, even though it is entirely dependent on what's going on screen.
So this will be seasonal. Well, what season is this? This is winter. Okay, so we are going to get some stuff going on in here. There will probably be... Okay, we'll do the AM first.
Mm.
And I think I drew over my AM with some AW, but that's okay. So we have some AM here, and it is going to be because the winds are moving this way. There is going to be some blockage over here.
A Suez situation.
Yeah. A Suez situation. And then some of this will not be A.
No.
We should carve that out. Just give me one sec here. Yeah, let's go to the winter isotherms, and I'll check my laptop quick. So where is... Yeah, there we go. Okay. So then, what do I want to do? I will do this instead. So it is inside this shape here. We are going to erase from our AF situation. And so we are also going to erase it from our AM situation. I think it's more or less the same for the Southern Hemisphere as well. Sorry, for the summer. For summer in
the Southern Hemisphere.
I'll just check. Let me see. Yeah, I just think it's a slight difference in okay. We're going to zoom out here and just take some stock real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's more or less how we're gonna go. Yeah. So now we can go in with our AM and we can decrease the opacity of that. Yeah. And we will not draw on our back layer. Okay, so let's see now with our winter wind what's going on. So this is passing through here. Where'd our winter stuff go? There we go. All right, so it's passing through here. We will then do something like this. As it passes through, yeah, it's going to create a sort of a monsoon zone on the southern side. It is definitely going to have that. I mean, this is very much a... What's that island? Brunei?
Borneo?
Borneo.
Borneo.
Kalimantan.
I think Brunei is on Borneo, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, okay.
I remember like me and my partner talked about kind of like doing some like fun little like long like Indonesian like ecology trip thing like in a far future, and like Borneo just seems so like, I mean, wild for various reasons. Like it seems to like I think it's either on or on the same side as like what is it, Java for the Wallace line, or it's one, either it's on the same side or it's not. But just like in terms of kind of just like how the different sort of like flora and fauna on either side is just like so radically different. It just seems so intriguing.
Also, I'll probably open up G-plates in a second. I'm going to measure the... I'll open G-plates up on my laptop. We don't need to see all that. But I'll check to see how far across this landmass is to see if we can kind of create more of a gradation. Because then on this side of the island, it would be rainforest because it's receiving those winds pretty straight on. Okay, I've opened it up and I'm going to turn off all of these spots.
Yeah.
All right, and now I'm going to grab the measuring tool and just check how far across this. It's just 1,000 kilometers. All right. Yeah, it doesn't get to be as interesting.
No.
It's just blue.
Aww. That makes me blue.
All right. And then this island is going to be quite similar. I mean, I don't know if there's much point to doing anything for these ones. They're just going to be, I mean, it's like there are probably going to be some areas where it is more monsoonish.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like if you look at Java from a high resolution, it's blue. It's AF, right? It's just all AF. If you zoom in, then you see, you know, oh yes, there's some little places where it's like CF because of elevation. There are a couple places that are, well, I mean, there's a decent amount that's like AW or AM or whatever. I don't think we necessarily need to like go in and do all that in the moment.
Oh no.
Me and Miles can upset everyone by doing that ourselves.
Easily.
Okay. I'll empower you to make that choice.
Thank you.
So
I'm currently in the zooming in stage and seeing all that. But yeah, there's like these little pockets.
I mean, it looks pretty good.
It looks great. Yeah.
All right, and now we can. What do we got here?
And I'm glad that we do have like this little band, because I think that means that we don't have to claim that the image that we got commissioned from Hannah is not on Ololo anymore.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah.
All right, so we will now be expanding the BSH.
Expand.
Just
like
we are going to primarily do this based on Wendy's. And
I thought we were going to say vibes.
No. This is
no. We use science instead.
Science.
We use heuristics here. Not vibes is very. I find vibes to be quite different. All right, so vibes is just how you feel, and you don't really have a process or a method for how you're going about it.
Yeah, I see that.
a heuristic is when you have like rules and principles that you apply. All right, so on the other side of this here is probably going to be dry.
Dry.
Let's see what we got for wind. Yeah, dry, probably dry over there. What's going on here? Oh yeah, certainly. It is certainly going to be dry. Because the wind is moving across in the summer. I mean, we could, I don't think Mediterranean would probably get that far in there. Okay, so we will, whoops. Where are we drawing on? Okay. So certainly over here is going to be dry. And we'll probably want to extend that across. We will probably make, yeah, that should work. And let's see in the winter. Yeah, so we got winds coming on there. So it'll have to be behind some of these ridge lines.
Nice.
Because we've got northerly winds, northwesterly winds kind of coming down. So we want to make sure that those parts are kind of represented here.
Representation matters.
Representation matters. So now we are going to bring this down here, probably. Or we can bring it up. Yeah, let's bring it up. And then we can bring it down. All right, so now, whoop. How far? This is kind of, I mean, we can change our minds later, but then this is more so about, oh yeah, no. That's coming off at this point. So we would want to, so this is the, what is this? This is summer? Oh yeah, no. Summer's not what we want. Winter. That's going to be parallel. So yeah, I do think that we could make it come down along here.
Coastal desert. Well,
Coastal
is it desert?
Yeah, I mean, it's arid. Whether or not it's a desert depends on how people feel.
She's not red and fiery yet.
No.
Oh, she will be. Okay, so now we got that.
Yeah, emphasis on the yet.
Yes. But before I forget, I'm very into like seeing the progression of the literacy crisis. And I guess there are people who put books down because they can't read in the first person perspective about something that they would not do themselves.
That's those people fail the mirror test. I don't know what to tell you.
Like it's not you. It's not you. You're not that person. Like you can imagine, you can empathize, you can explore different perspectives, and it's like,
It is not green. It is black. There we go. That's my problem. Yeah. That's okay. So I have more problems.
Oh.
I did it again.
Oops, I did it again.
And I also probably believe that too, Kate, that it is just about like engaging farming and all those like shenanigans. But I do not know to what degree we are living in darker and darker times.
Well, that's cool. Soon it'll be a tour of fictional star systems. We created this post channel. Will be a finished product. Oh, that'll be neat. It'll be cool to see. I think a lot of those people are engagement farming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't that preclude the enjoyment of most fiction? Yes. I guess unless it's written in the third person. So we are also probably going to be, at some point, the elevation is going to make it so that these are actually going to be sea climates. but we will have to figure that out. Yeah, I don't know. So a lot of this is going to be quite arid. I mean, there'll probably be a variation at some point along here from, yeah, and then that clips there. So then, yeah, that could be fine. I don't want to undersell how dry this is going to be. Okay, let's look at our...
How dry is it going to be?
Yeah.
Pretty dry. Where's our isotherms here? Our summer isotherm, because the center here is 30 or 27? Yes. Oh, yeah, the center's 30. So where is our 21 in the north? It's going to be up here. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, so then that's going to go around here.
It will be dry, but we'll find our city of eternal spring.
Yay!
Yeah.
I have a little man in the long run.
Okay, so we're just going to keep sort of carving in there. And then what would it be like in the winter at this elevation here? That is, where's 18? Oh, okay. 12. All right, so some of the stuff would probably be cold desert.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, where's that body of water there? I think it is up here. Yes. So this body of water here has a 0 degree isotherm cutting through it in the winter. And in the summer, it has a little isotherm looping around it. What isotherm is that? That is the 24 degree isotherm. So when we are doing that, the average, so the average temperature, the mean temperature between the two should be above 18, but that mean at temperature would be 12. So we just want to work back and find out when we would see this transition from hot to cool. From hot to cool arid climates. So I'm probably going to be looking at that over here for a sec. So I'm just going to carve this out. And I'll switch it to the winter. Right, so I think this one, what is that one? That's 0 cutting through, oh, what? Yeah, so 0 kind of cuts through there. And then 6 is down here. So 6 and, oh, sorry, that I'm not looking at the ones modified for elevation. Oof. Which one is this? Bouba elevation. All right, I'm just gonna drop those somewhere else so I can actually see what's going on. So 0. Okay, so 0 goes all the way to here, I believe. Yes. So 0 is going along here. These are likely not going to be hot arid climates. Those are going to be cool arid climates going along there, which is good. Okay. So if it is 0, and then in the winter, along that 0 line, yeah, that's more or less the same. All right, so let's find the 6th line. The 6th line is along here. And the summer isotherm that cuts through there is 24. I think that would be 16. So a lot of this stuff will be cold. All right, and then we have this line here, which is our 12 line.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point between that 12 line, I'm just going to go over here and turn everything off except for the 12 line here. Okay, so the 12 line is going to sit right on top of our 27 line, which would be 49, and that is well above what we need it to be. So there is a place too where the 6th line intersects with the 24. Yeah, 6th line intersecting with the 24 line is 32, which is not high enough because we need it to be at least, what would it be? Yeah, we need it to be at least 36. So there is going to be a point in here that transitions from hot to cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything after that
Stays that.
Hi, Nemo.
Hi, Nemo.
There we go. All right. That sorts that out for us. And then the other thing is we've got a... Okay, so the 12-degree isotherm comes down here as well. But the summer isotherms that overlap with it are... Aha. So the 21 isotherm comes down through here.
Ooh.
So 21 and 12 is... 33.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So we are close because we want 36. So in this upland region, 21, and then there's a 24. All right, so in this upland region, let me throw down this at the same time, which may be confusing or may be difficult to see. Oh, no, that's the wind map. I want the isotherm map. Here we go. That's better.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we can find where the 24 is. Yeah, 24 and 12 is 36. So they intersect here. We're going to be following this down, and then we can come up here. So this is... so that line comes in here. All right, so we are going to be moving down here. And what is this line here? That is the 27 line. Yeah, so that is well within this 24 line here. So we want it to go in like that. Uh, 27 and 12 is 39.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh.
Okay, yeah, then it goes along that line there. Cool. All right, let's turn some of these off so we can see the mess we've made. All right, so yeah, none of that stuff is going to be hot. It is going to be cold. Wait,
The
before I do that,
boubafication continues.
Yeah.
let's select. Where'd my reference go? Grab BSK. Make a new layer. Rename BSK.
Bisque.
We're going to bisque it up.
Bisque, please.
Mayo.
And then we're going to erase from here.
Oh, cause
Just so that we can get that maximum extent that we had before. Boop. All right. We can kind of create that shape that we had before here.
Lovely.
Kind of looks like the Basque Country in a way.
Well, yeah, because we're getting up to that sort of.
In what way?
Just like the shape of it, like a little kind of like before it got colored in.
I feel like I don't get any of your.
I feel like my brain just works on like 17,000 different like levels, and I asked multiple people this. The answer is no, and I asked them if I give people enough context to understand what I am saying, and the answer is no. And I'm not very great at being upfront with the context or the topic, so I just talk about nothing.
Yeah.
All right, so now we can work through getting this up into here, like we intended before.
Back towards the lake.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of this is going to be cold desert in here. I do not know what to tell you. It is just, and something, yeah, because if it's not ET, a lot of this is going to be cold desert.
Yeah.
Because the amount of precipitation that's going to be getting into these areas is going to be quite low. Low power mode. How dare you?
Oh no.
That's not good.
Peligroso.
I may need to change how this is connected. Let's try something here. We're ready for a break in a sec, and I'll do some troubleshooting.
Cool.
Like if we look here, yeah. So there's your ET. I mean, this is probably going to be. I mean, it may be too cold at some places for this to be.
Yeah.
BSK, but and then I also want to check where we will reasonably stop this from happening. All right, so in there. All in here, so what thing am I writing on? All right, cool. Close.
Oh gosh.
I hope everyone's ready to worship the sun.
Yes.
The sun is trying to shine. Yes, it's doing its darndest. I will say that.
The sun's going down on me here.
That's true.
All right, so we got the winds coming this way. Okay, so there may be a bit more. Yeah, I'm not sure how much is actually gonna, because there's 0, more or less in the summer. So we'll deal with that in a sec.
Oh gosh.
What? Oh. Is that...
Oh, okay.
Hello,
I
humans.
thought it was a spam bot. It is not a spam bot, thankfully. It's just a rural anomaly.
Hello, Oral Anomaly. Don't look like a spam bot.
Like, oh goodness.
Huh? Just bored. I can stop chatting and leave if you prefer. People talk about random things here all the time. No? Yeah, you don't have to leave. I don't think anyone's asking that. I think Tinguish's "excuse me" was probably in relation to people not listening to fiction.
Yes.
Yes. Is that cuneiform?
I thought it was cuneiform as well. So
I
if
mean,
it's not.
I think that some of the characters are taken from cuneiform.
It looks like Aurora. No, no, I don't know your pronouns. I'm sorry, but it does look like you're going to release some sort of like electronic album with that title, or like that being like your artist name. But it seems like you might already have an artist name there, so it could be your album.
It is a rare form of the Sumerian word adamin, which means contest, dispute, or debate. And each one of those things is like a single character, which I didn't realize. I thought it must have had some sort of diacritic, but no.
It's very
All
interesting
right.
because on my screen it looked like little boxes, but then I'm like, oh, I can see it a little bit. But
Hey,
yes,
what's
go
going
ahead,
on
Bill.
over here? What's going on over here? There we go.
Essay.
So we're just gonna get this in. Well, I mean, we'll do the pink and the red in a sec. Let's see your vast interior desert here.
Oh, look at her. Beautiful.
Wow.
There'll probably going to be some cold desert in the north as well, but we'll work up there when we get to the D climates. We'll just kind of carve it out. Yes, it's Cajun.
Yeah,
All
little
right.
slogs.
So we can. I don't know if I have Obsidian on the main computer, but on this channel, we take a break to venerate the sun. It is a cloudy day today. The sky has been pataginated by the great green dragon, whose body is the ground on which we live, and whose golden tail is the sun.
And whose sweat is the water which we drink.
Yes. Sweat's the water in which we drink. Speaking of water in which we drink, I'm almost out of coffee, and we also have this issue where there may or may not be enough battery to finish the stream. So I am going to see if I can get this connected. I think I can connect it directly to the laptop. I currently have it in a different setup, so I'll change some things around. But we may lose the Great Green Dragon for a moment. Oh no! Oh no! So let's jump off for a sec. We will be back in about 5 minutes.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye, buddy.
All right, our 5-minute break is now done, and I managed to reconnect it and get it all up without having to restart the stream, which is excellent. Just a reminder that you, what is it? Yeah, just a reminder to like and subscribe. Leaving comments on videos always helps as well. If you haven't liked or subscribed already. You can also, as I mentioned before, sign up for the Patreon. We got a new sneak peek going into one of the cultures that we're going to explore a little bit in the polity chart video. I mean, we're going to cover a couple things about them. We're not going to go too much into detail. Definitely went into more detail in the update. If you sign up for the Patreon, even as a free member, then you'll get all sorts of updates about the stuff that we're doing for the channel, including, the live streams and those sorts of things. You can also subscribe and sign up for Let's Have a Bouba. All of their links are in the description.
Yeah.
And now that we are back here, let's... Okay, what do we got here? All right, so we're going to say goodbye to Mr. Green Dragon.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
And recently I rewatched Dragonheart. Have you seen Dragonheart?
No.
Dragonheart is a great movie. It is a Western with a medieval setting. So
Okay.
it's like, like in like the classic Western, like there's like a gang of bandits that moves into a town, and then the hero shows up and helps the common people like gather together and fend off their attackers.
Okay.
Right, but it's set in a pseudo medieval England. So the wandering gunslinger who helps the people stand up for themselves is a knight.
I know what this movie is. Okay, yeah. As soon as I've seen the images pop up, I'm like, this.
Sean Connery is a dragon, which is fantastic. And the bandits that the common people need to stand up against is the king. And the common people themselves are the peasants. So in this movie, in the first few minutes, the peasants stage a revolt and manage to murk the king, which is excellent. They beat him to death with clubs after pulling him off of his horse. And I'm like, yes, that is exactly what would happen. So yeah, we rewatched that. I also watched this week The Testament of Anne Lee, which was, I think, a fantastic movie. Is that the Sean Connery one? Yes, Tingush, that is the Sean Connery one.
Ooh, this looks great. My question is, when I saw the word musical.
There is singing in it. I mean, the Shakers were sing-songy people, so.
Okay, fair enough then. It says historical musical drama film.
I mean, there is singing in it.
Okay.
It's not like a musical in the same way that, I don't know, other things are musicals.
Like Greatest Showman.
Yeah, no, not like that.
I hear that.
It's just they sing in prayer. So.
Yeah.
Now what we are going to be doing, I guess, is filling in a lot of this with a big red blob.
Oh.
BSH.
Okay. Make her hot.
Oh yeah, no, this is not BSH. Sorry, this is BWH. Know what I'm doing? Bleh. Yeah.
Bleh.
The bleh climates. So they're going to be in the center of these regions. And we'll probably have, a few hundred kilometers to kind of distinguish them. I mean, in the higher, and we're not going to do all of the, little precipitation-y stuff that we tend to do. I think I have G plates up still. Where's my G plates? Where are my plates at?
Where are my plates at?
Where are my people at?
All right, so I'm gonna drag up. Oh, now that wants to work. Great. And I will just kind of measure, just measure in a little bit. Yeah, so let's turn this down. Let's bring our reference back so that we can pick our color. And then we can say goodbye to our reference again. And more or less on the coast, we do want a little bit of a buffer between these two. We do not want to paint on the background there. And we'll grab, I don't know, about how far is this from there to there? That's 100. We want about maybe 400 meters or so. No, we'll say 200. 230 maybe. Okay, here. So we will start our things in here. I mean, we may... yeah, let's do that. And then here, though, what I think would be fun is, how far is it from the coast to this river system here? That's about 300. We could kind of have this kind of come up and then kind of move along like that, because this is about the distance. So we can kind of have this kind of moving back and forth across this river here.
That'd be cool.
And then it'll probably get a lot closer down here. So let's just sort of do another measurement from here to there. Okay, maybe it comes out around here. And then there's these islands, sky islands. There are mountains on this side, so we can probably pull this in. The reason why I'm kind of deciding to cut it off here is because as you get higher in elevation, it gets cooler, and the amount of precipitation that you need in order for it to be a W climate gets relatively, like, as it gets warmer, you need less precipitation to be a W climate. No, you need more. Sorry. So as it gets warmer, there is more evaporation. So you need more precipitation to kind of like, for it to be a BS climate. As it's going, as we're increasing in elevation up these slopes, we are decreasing the temperature and the precipitation is increasing. So, you know, we have that from one of the other ones that we were doing. Where is it? Here. There we go. See here? So as you decrease in temperature, you need, so temperature is on the y-axis, and then the x-axis enable precipitation. So as you increase the temperature, so, you know, it has 18 going up to like, you know, 32 or something, you need to have more, you know, the difference between BWH and BSH changes, so that, you know, you could have a place with 450 millimeters of precipitation if it's 30 degrees, and it would be a hot desert, but the same place that's 20 degrees would be BSH, right? So as we are going up, where's a layer up here I can draw on? Great. So as we are increasing in elevation, we are both increasing in precipitation and decreasing in temperature. So it's going to shift from this BWH to this BSH space.
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, that's good, because I didn't feel like I explained it very well in the moment.
Show me a graph and it will usually help so much.
So we are going to be, I mean, the issue here is that some of this stuff is still going to be rather dry because of these mountains are quite significant. I mean, you can have a lot of rivers and things, Like it can be very dry, but also like the soils can be moist from all the rivers and stuff. That's no problem. And then there's some things like, there are a bunch of mountains in the middle of the Sahara. Those mountains are still dry. Like it does not matter, like they can get 400 millimeters of precipitation or whatever, but it just gets so hot in the center of the Sahara that it's, doesn't mean all that much. So we're just going to be, and then over here we can kind of. So how are we feeling about this lake here? I was thinking maybe about half of it could be hot.
The half-hot lake.
Yeah, like the lower end of it. Oh yeah.
But the thing is, though, is that the hot is going to be curling around too, because we are going to have it going up here, and it's going to transition into a more pink zone here. Yeah, so this isn't going to be receiving all that much precipitation throughout the year, because in the winter, it's yeah, and in the summer, yeah, it's just going to be going off. So how about so if this if we're a little generous there. All right, so let's go back. Yeah, okay. So let's say that we curve it back behind here. Okay, so we can curve it back around here, and then this will eventually, we can kind of follow the ridge line a little bit. It'll get to here. And then this will transition to a cold desert, the cold arid climate, I should say, because it may not be a desert, it may be a grassland. We don't know. Oh, good, I put it under. Okay, great. Okay, and then up here, though, this can go through here. This can go around here. We can say that this desert is going to kind of maybe peter out and stay in these lower elevations. And this one's going to be inside desert. And we'll probably try to make some of this desert as well. There we go. Oh, good, it worked this time.
Lovely.
Okay, so I think that's decent. This can, oh yeah, this one will come up here. Let's do along there like that. And so the reason that we are kind of skirting along here is we do have this funnel sort of thing here. And this sort of system can move because, the water here is going to be a different level of pressure and stuff. So it can move precipitation in and out. We have something like that on the West Coast. Yeah, out here, we have some places that do that. So now we are going to do our check here, see how things are looking. Pretty good.
Yeah.
And now we are going to grab our BWK color. Boop. Also, I saw some, I don't know where it was, but someone was making a comment, maybe it was in a Discord, about someone using quote unquote the wrong Copen colors. There are no wrong colors. There are a variety of different colors that people use. It's preference. All right, so I do need to see where, because these colors are like, the orange and the beige are quite similar.
Yeah.
This is going to be coming up here, and then it's going to be in here. Because where this beige meets here is going to be Mediterranean, so we can't have the desert being too close. And we really only want it to be where those spots are kind of touching. So this is one area here. And then we're going to be working in here to an extent. Okay. And then, I mean, a lot of this stuff is going to end up being, a lot of these higher elevations are going to end up being D climates. So I may just want to sculpt some of this out and then sit with it. We'll see how it ends up. All right. Yeah. We're going to want to move to the C and then the D, and then we'll figure out the rest of the arid stuff. The arid stuff will emerge by subtraction. That looks all right.
Yeah. That looks pretty sick.
Yeah. Because it, and as we looked at with this thing back here too, where are we? You'll notice the cooler it gets, the less evaporation there is, transpiration and evaporation. So you are going to be more likely to end up with a CRAD climate.
That makes sense.
Hello, Writer 2. Well, I was doing housework yesterday, so and I also lost track of time while doing it. So it was so fun. What are we going to do for our, I mean, I'll just put it on top. It doesn't really matter. All right, so we are going to rename this. We are going to do our CS. You know what? Let's rename. Let's just block in all the C's.
Yeah.
And then we will figure it out. Do I have oh, I don't have an A. That's fun. No idea I do. CFA. Great. Let's just do that. All right, so our C climates are going to be at least they're going to be at least 0 degrees in the winter. So we bring up our winter. I mean, ideally, yeah. And then I have my laptop over here so I can tell myself which line is the 0 line. Boop. And I'm going to leave the 12 line on because that'll tell us where our, that'll help us determine where those some of our climates are going to be. So, you know what? I'm going to change which, I'll use a B. I'll use the CFB color. All right, so our 0 line is coming out up here. Yeah, this is our 0 line. And it is going along the coast here. I do not want to draw on the winter isotherm one. This line, and the reason why it's changing is because of elevation. So we can just kind of scribble stuff in here. Okay. No, I want to put it below the arid ones. And this is why. I probably want to put it below all the AA climates as well. Okay. So it is this one in here. Is it connected to pink? Yes, it's connected to pink. All right. All right, so all of this is going to be C to some extent. And then it comes around here. Oh no, and then it gets eaten by the arid climates. All right, and then I just want to go over and check. Then we go along here. And then it comes out on this side. Woohoo.
Way.
We got our good little sea coast now.
Yes, it's going to go all the way along this coast here. And then I'll probably alpha lock this layer and then paint different things on top of it. I don't need to have a bajillion sea layers. Yeah, it's this one. One of my one of the things I like to watch is y'all have heard of like Dropout, right?
Oh, love Dropout.
Love Dropout. I love the play it by ear,
Yeah.
which are the improv musicals.
Oh yes,
Speaking
yes,
of musicals with who is it? Jess McKenna and
Zach
Reno.
Yeah.
And yeah, and they have like Ross and a couple other people in there who are always very fun and engaging. And then where does this come out? Oh yeah, so that is that this one? I think it is. Oh no. It's not. It's this one up here. Yeah, and there's one that I was sort of like watching recently where they say what is the joke? The joke was that the character singing cannot pronounce huge, and so she says Huga or something, and then that's Jess singing it, and then Zach says, oh well, can you say the sport that rhyme can you say the sport where you ride in like a sled down a tunnel of ice?
Yes.
And she says, oh, luge. He's like, okay, well, just add an H in front of that. And so instead of singing I don't like houses that are Huga, she says, I do not like houses that are Hluge. And I was like, brilliant. Perfect.
Amazing.
Excellent joke. Like a certain person that sort of like overlaps linguistics and
oh, it's so beautiful. Just kind of that like funny little like quirk.
Yeah. And they have Zach and Jess have a podcast called Off Book, where they improv a musical. I think it's like every week.
Yeah,
So
something like this. I knew the pod.
They have a lot of podcasts. They have a significant number of these improvised musicals, which is quite fun. Oh yeah, glad to see you, Writer too.
Yes.
I heard Dropout and the Zach and the Jess. Yes.
I do love me some Jess Ross too.
Oh, Jess Ross is fun. Ross is also fun.
Yeah, Ross is also fun. I feel like, I think because like we had to like change TVs and such that I have to like renew my Dropout subscription from Null, which I'm not excited about, but I don't know. It's something that I know I want to have back. It's been so annoying with the whole like TV swap, all that kind of like shenanigans happening.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that can be frustrating.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna just clean some of these lines up. I mean, that's something I should not be doing because it takes a lot of time. But because like all of this in here, like these ones and stuff, like, you know, this will probably end up being like a D climate or something, right? But I'm just trying to make it a little more aesthetic, but it is not going to be all too much. Okay, here we go. Oh, do I have that? What? Oh, okay. Well, that guy's missing.
Oh, buddy.
Brother.
There you go.
And he's back. Oh, all right. And then we can go back to the C layer. I'm going to alpha lock the C layer. I'm just going to all the C's on top of it. That was my... You have made a very sudden drop off here between the... I mean, yeah, it's just kind of bound to happen. We can work it in here too. You know, that is for elevation, so it's going to be like in these areas. It's fine. You make it go in there a little bit, and then we can come across here. Cool. So I believe that is the majority of our C's. Oh, right. What's over here? What are these guys? Oh, is that the summer or the winter? That's the winter. What's it like for them in the summer? Oh, these are also E.
Oh,
I mean, you can change it later if you like, but for my purposes.
yeah. At least ET. I'm glad they're not like just like pure ice.
No, they're not pure ice. They're probably grass.
Oh, nice.
The ones over there, I'm fine with.
Mm-hmm.
They can be what they are. We haven't like assigned any people there whose way of life will be radically changed. The mouse islands are so much worse than they were before. I feel bad for Tempest.
Sometimes life gets harder.
Sometimes your 60-degree line gets a bit changed.
Okay, so now we are going to be alpha locked, and I'll be able to, you know, sketch in various things. So one thing of note is that we'll decide whether this is probably going to be a W over here.
Yeah.
So we'll just change that now. And it's probably going to be a W over here and here. Great. That was easy. Now we are going to sort of like figure out where our A's are going to be. So I'm going to bring back this. I'm going to bring back that. And our A's are going to be places that have a summer temperature above 22. So for that, we are going to hit up our summer ISOs. And we have a 21-degree isotherm and a 24-degree isotherm. So it's not going to be too much guesswork. So in the south here, this is going to be a B. So we don't need to do anything about that.
Ooh.
That's normally what happens in a tropical area. It just doesn't change. So all of this in here is going to be B as well. Except when we get up here, it's going to be A. So where's the 21 degree north isotherm here? I think it is this one. So you just kind of move south. I mean, you can make it, you can just say like, oh, the 21 degree isotherm is the yeah, so you can just say that the 21, you can decide if you want that the 21 degree isotherm represents your A climates. I mean, it doesn't hurt anybody, and it's a reasonable adjustment to make, especially when we're doing this sort of thing. So yeah, so we're going to come in and come around here. Still think that's the 21. Or is that the 24? The 24 comes across. Yeah, so that would be the 21. Okay. So yeah, we want to stay between the 24 and the 21 degree isotherm when we're coming in here. And oh no. All right, so all this in here is going to be. And then we want to check this again. So now stuff within here is going to be 21. But again, we were doing that for elevation, right? So we can get rid of that for a sec. And we can, what is going on? Oh, not AW.
Yeah, I just noticed that too.
God damn it. That's okay. I can just, I'll fix that in a sec by doing this. Okay, so because it is all stuff that is up here, so I will freehand it, copy paste, merge down, erase. Great, fixed. All right, so now looking in here, I can check. Yeah, so it is specifically in some of these areas. So I need to double check to make sure I'm not messing up again. I am not messing up again. So we can make a lot of the stuff in here.
It's quite strange because you can't see the color change.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's just not that much of a difference, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Maybe we can change the opacity slightly to help us out here, but oh no, what did I do? Oh, great.
Or not.
There we go.
Okay. And it's not too, and then this is also because of the whatchamacallit, so we can just kind of do that. So we've got some areas in there, which is nice. And then we're going to turn on our summer isotherms over here, and I'm going to figure out where the 21 is on this side, and that's this one that comes down. So in here, essentially, wait a minute, where's the 24 and the 21? Yeah. And the reason why it's so close is because there's cold water coming down here.
Mm-hmm.
So that is cooling everything down. And I'm going to, yeah, just want to kind of if I draw it, no, go under there. Okay. And it does play it pretty close. Okay, and how high does this go here? Okay, it's gonna loop in a sec. Oh yeah, it loops in up there. Okay. If you want for some of these, you can just push it to the coast. I mean, because at a certain point, it's a high. Yeah, we'll push it to the coast here. Before it kind of comes in. Because it's hugging the coast for a bit. All right, so now we are going to take that off. Make sure we kind of fill some of these things in. And a bunch of that's going to be Mediterranean. And then just want to check to see if anything else is going to be in there. Nope. All right, so everything's going to be B or C. And let's figure out the C's. Okay, so we have CXC, Oceanic Highlands as a transition between B and DXE, or ET climates, higher latitudes. Do I have I think I have a specific thing that I say. Hyperoceanic within the C band, where the summer month is 10 to 11 degrees, and in the winter it's less than, and the winter month is less than 7. Okay. So I'm going to just open up our references here. So the hyperoceanic zone is pretty limited. It's down here. Do I have it marked out? Yeah, we have it marked out on here. So what is hyperoceanic? Let's turn off the climate for a sec. And maybe we should just, I'll pump this up so we can see it. Yeah, so the hyperoceanic zone is pretty limited. I don't think it's applicable at the moment. And then we have the oceanic zone. Oh, 13 degrees. Okay. Well, we do have a lot of oceanic, so everything that is not subcontinental is oceanic. So I'm just going to look for the 13 degree isotherm. Well, we don't have a 13 degree isotherm. We have a 12 degree isotherm. So anything, you know, between like 12 and 10 in the oceanic zone, or just outside of it, is going to be C. So we're going to turn off the summer winds, looking at the summer isotherms. And I mean, we can check occasionally to see what's in subcontinental, but you know, the yellow stuff is subcontinental. So stuff not in there. Okay, and our 12 degree isotherm is the one in here. However, up here, that 12 degree isotherm stuff is largely going to be D climates. It's probably going to be DFC or something. Along here, it would not be. So that was easy. We could mark in a transition at some point between DFC and CFB if we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we don't tend to have too much of that stuff along here. We want to look over here. Yeah, it doesn't really... The 12-degree summer isotherm here is in this mess. It doesn't get close to our stuff. Yeah, so it is very minimal. Oh, up here. Well, how far does it go here? It just kind of comes down the coast here. So, yeah, we don't have that much CFC here. Just because of how continental it is.
Yeah.
So, now that we have sorted that out, we can just figure out where we are going to put our various C's.
So many C's.
There's so many C's.
I mean, we've already done the CFB, so we're just going to carve away if we have any CWAs or anything like that. The place where we would probably see some CWA is the CWs is along this side, and that is just because of our winds here. So we have water coming in the summer and the winter. I mean, on the northeastern side of these mountains, we're going to have CWA climates because they're not going to see all that much precipitation in the winter, especially over here, right? Because the wind's going this way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we are just going to, and this is CFB, so we are going to grab some CWB. I don't know why I did it like that for this. I switched those. I switched them up. All right, so we are on alpha lock. I'm just going to come in around here. And I can turn this down a bit so we can see some of the... Nope, undo. Okay. So I can come along here. Yeah, I mean, just, you know, kind of shape that in. Over here, it's going to be a very similar situation. Let's just check this real quick. Winds are coming up there in the winter, and they're coming in there in the summer. So we are going to have it just on, again, the west side of these mountains are going to have some. Oops. And mostly just as a
little buffer.
Yeah. With the desert, it's just because after it goes over these mountains, it's not necessarily going to have the most, like the winds are not going to have the air masses are not going to have as much precipitation. But you can have a border of like a C climate with a like a CF climate with a desert. I mean, that happens. Alrighty then. Cool. So that's over there. That has been sorted. Up here is probably going to be a bit of a similar situation. So I just want to check to see what the winds are, to see what kind of situation it is, because we could have a weird one. Winds, the summer winds, winter winds. Yeah, the winter winds are moving parallel, so we can get that in there.
I'm so excited for a little eternal spring cities in there. A little temple Little mountain temples.
Mhm.
And we want to check up here because yeah, we have storms coming down there in the we've got winds coming in this way, and we've got winds moving in that way. And in the winter, we've got coming up the side. So we've got storms moving through. Yeah, we wouldn't really have
Mhm.
I don't
having
know.
to
In the
do.
interior, maybe a little bit,
Mhm.
but let's do that. Let's do a little bit in there. I mean, it'll probably more so be the D climates where we're going to see some weird stuff going on.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, that was what I'm excited about. Harsh seasons.
Mhm.
I like my climate. I like my food. Harshly seasoned.
Because like when you have like the winds coming up this way, there's going to be some. So
I
we'll
feel
just
like
have to-
harsh seasoning is like burnt garlic.
Oh yeah.
roasted garlic can be nice.
No, that's. I didn't say roasted though, did I?
That's true. You did. You decided not to.
You want to use your listening ears?
No. We have summer is going to be covered up to here. Up to here we see, because that is bringing those in. And then winter. Yeah. All right. So the difference between that is probably going to be there. Okay, cool. So you're going to have a decent amount of the Mediterranean creeping up, I guess. Oh, your A area here is probably going to be pretty Mediterranean. So we are going to do some automatic selection in here. Or not, I don't know. I don't know, it may just be because I painted a lot of places where.
Oh, yes. Here we go.
Okay, so we are on the sea now. Yeah, we're on the sea layer. All right, and I do want to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, if I do the automatic select tool, it should be.
Oh.
Nope. Okay, undo. Oh, no, it's fine. Okay, we'll just do that then. See.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And we can get in here. And we will fix this line of green when we do the A's. Let's go to the gallery. We're going to go hunting for the CFA color, and I think it's in Zalea. Or I think we have it over here. I think I flattened all my layers. Yeah, I did. Boom. Really coming together.
Yeah, I know. This looks so beautiful. Oh.
And then we're going to use our lasso tool again, or our select tool to kind of grab. Nope. Yes. Okay. And now we are going to make it Lello. There we go.
Lello.
A little Spain area.
I mean, going forward, you could push out this CSA a little bit. I mean, it is just a cool current that's causing the coast to be colder. And then you have winds that are pushing that colder temperature in to the mountains. But the subcontinentality of the desert is what makes it warmer in the interior. So you have this weird looking system.
Weird can be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Miles is a case in point.
Yes, absolutely. I oh god, this looks so good. I have like the world map up this whole entire time, and I'm just like imagining kind of just like the little plants and the like all the sort of like kind of little settlements and such are going to be in here. It's going to be so lovely.
I'm gonna pull up the old map that we have and see how.
Yes, our progress.
I mean, actually, to be fair to us, we had different like a lot of places have moved, and I think that it's fine.
The
like,
shape
if anything, the fact that we changed some of these things has saved us from deep shame.
There we go. All right. Yeah, and I guess all in here is going to be that CFB color is not doing it for me. I don't know why it's so light.
Bouba.
I like a darker CFB just for distinction. That's better. Yeah, so we'll just do that then. Yeah, it provides a better
vibrant.
It provides a better contrast. Like with the CFA, or else it looks too pastel-y, I find. Which is there's no problem with that, but
may the temperate rainforests grow.
Yes, that is essentially what you've got all along here.
Hooray.
Fern Central.
And I mean, you probably see some differences in here. This is just because it's being generalized.
I was talking to my sister yesterday about how, in theory, the UK would be very much more forested than it currently is.
Oh no, that's not what I want.
I think I told her about this, and she was like, "Oh, ferns everywhere," and I was like, "Maybe not quite that everywhere.
More ferns.
There would certainly be more ferns.
Yes, more than you see in your average London park."
All right, now we are going to do the D climates. I don't know why I have this layer, but now it is a D layer. And we're going to do the same thing we did for the C layer. But essentially, like, all of this other stuff is going to be D, and we're going to drop the D below everything else. So that we can just, like, fill this in.
Hooray.
Yay.
And then we're going to work on our... All right, everything's colored in. Thanks for coming to Lands Unknown, guys. No. Like and subscribe. Yeah, so now we got our B's in. We're going to sort out where our A's are. And then we're going to just kind of carve it up from there. I'm going to make this alpha locked. I mean, it won't really matter all that much because everything is above it. But yeah, so I won't even bother, to be honest. Don't need to bother. All right, so let's go for our DFA. I need my laptop to wake up again. And I need to figure out where the 21 is because we will have some DFA-ish climates here. So we want our summer isotherms. Specifically in here. We are going to have some DFA. I mean, some of it's going to be DWA, most likely, just because of where it is. And this is going to be a much more arid continental zone for the winter compared to the, some other stuff we've seen, because you've got all these mountains down here. Remember we've been talking about how the Mediterranean is the Caribbean of the North America. Well, the Caribbean provides a lot of precipitation to the east coast of North America, and the Great Lakes and stuff. But
did I hear you right? I think I must have heard you wrong. I heard Mediterranean is the Caribbean of North America.
The Mediterranean is the Caribbean of Europe. The Caribbean is the Caribbean of North America.
There we go. Okay, yeah. Okay. Like, wait, how does... Yes, okay.
I was like, that is the nipples are the eyes of the face.
Yeah, the nipples are the eyes of the face. Very good. So we have this in here, which is fun, because it gets very hot. Now we are going to...
Oh, if there's enough time for a quick tangent,
There's always
I remember last week we were talking about, did we bring it up, the fact that it looked a bit like a slug with claws?
Oh, I wrote down slug with claws somewhere.
Yes. I asked Bib about this, and Bib has designed us a slug with claws that we can add into our world.
Thank you, Bib. I'm so excited to see how that looks. Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm adding in a transition zone here because it is needed, because you can't move straight from a CA to a DB climate. There needs to be a transition zone. This is, of course, going to be a Mediterranean transition zone over here. We have to have a similar thing over here as well. No, we don't, because this is all B.
Okay.
Okay. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Oh, it becomes a... Yeah, it becomes a W in there. Okay. All right, so that is about it for the... I think that's about it for the A's. You do not have that much DFA, because you have this huge mountain that's kind of pushing everything out of the way. And so we have a thin transition there. Maybe there's a bit more over here. But yeah, your DA climates are not very... present.
Yeah.
I've put the slug with claws sketch that Bib sent me on the stage.
Oh, wait a minute.
Gosh.
Wait a minute. Yeah, you'd have it coming down here too. This should be a C double. Nope. Where's the 21 go? 21 should come out here. That should be the 21. Yeah, okay, so we didn't push up the... Okay, we did not push up this enough.
Oh no.
So we need to go back and do that real quick. Yeah, so we will have some separation here. I got my isotherm kind of confused because there's like 3 isotherms in a row on here, and the lower one, what? Yeah, this lower one here. Oh, shoot. Okay. This lower one here should be... Maybe I drew over it by accident. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no. Nope. That's just how it's going to be. All right. Yeah, you don't have that very much. Climate, which, you know, is reasonable because the amount because it would be in this 30 to 40 zone, and you have a giant mountain range there. So
yeah.
So it goes. All right. So the other thing we have to do with D climates is separate the B's from the C's, and then we need to figure out where we want some of our desert to be, and we can do that by averaging some temperatures. Oh, cool. I'm going to, here we go. Yes. So now we are going to do the seas very quickly. All right. So DXB in oceanic zones equal to 15 or higher, subcontinental 16 or higher, continental at 18 or higher, subcontinental at 20 or higher. So we can just kind of do the opposite there. I'm going to find our DFC. And we are going to, so we have something I do want to know is our, I may make a little note layer up here. So yeah, all that subcontinental. And so let's just do,
I'm trying to work out what my nearest existing extant temperate rainforest would be.
and then over here.
Like I have an idea where mine is.
I don't know. It's about a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, I'm going to say for you, it's really close.
Well, that's not true because the other one is about a 40-minute drive. Yeah, so yeah, about 40 minutes.
I guess.
I mean,
like
technically, here would be a forest. It would be an evergreen forest of like cedars and Douglas firs and those kinds of things. However, for the past few thousand years, indigenous peoples have been maintaining it as a chingarch, or like a Gary oak or white oak savanna to like, you know, do horticulture and create parkland and stuff like that. Okay, so this is my continentality layer. It is just gonna remind me where the continentality is. So in the summer, stuff that is below hypercontinental. Okay, we don't have hypercontinental, so we just need to worry about continental. So we need 18. So this is our 18. What layer am I doing this on? I'm doing it on the right layer. Points for me. And then for the subcontinental, it is 16. I don't think we have that, so it is going to be between here. And it is just going to go up to there. No, it's not. It is just going to go straight to here. Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool. So that's in there. And now, we got that 12-degree isotherm. Where is that? That's just kind of along here, right? Yeah, so then it is going to be going up here and through here. Or no. I cannot erase because I am on an alpha locked layer. There we go. Okay, so now this is going to go kind of down through here. Yeah, I think I'm in the, yeah, no, gotta go through here. And then we get to surround here.
Atlanta, Georgia is closer to Ontario than it is to Miami.
Sounds about right.
Which way do you think Nicole Page Brooks would be headed?
Really? Where, Jake, you know this. Where is Nicole Pacebrook from? I don't know, actually.
You don't?
No, I have no idea. Is she from Atlanta, Georgia?
Yes.
Okay.
She's famously MPB FAG, Nicole Page Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, so I do believe you, someone actually called you, but I want to measure it myself. So from Windsor, Ontario, Atlanta, Georgia is apparently a little under 600 miles or a little over 950 kilometers. And to Miami, Florida, I'm going to add Miami. It is, oh, no. Click to remove. Okay, well, maybe it's not.
Okay, so we are in here now. Great. So we'll have to figure out some of this stuff vis-a-vis how cold it is for. All right, so what is, okay, so I see.
Interesting.
That sticking out. What isotherm is that? That is the 12. That is the 18. Okay, so that means that these are going to be here. I mean, some of this is not going to, some of this is going to be Mediterranean. That is wild. Also, I mean, I've driven over large portions of. All right, so now we have to figure out for oceanic is 15 or higher, so it's going to be kind of in the middle between the two. Oops.
Oh gosh.
That's not what we want. So it's going to be in the middle of the two here. And then we have this really big opening here. So this is going to kind of move here. And then we have a subcontinental zone here where it switches to 16. Where's the 18 degree isotherm? And the 12 is here. So this is probably going to stay right about here.
Yeah.
And then, oh, that's, and that's going to come down through here.
Oh my god, you have a Colchester too. I wonder why that is.
Okay, so there's going to be some variation in here for weather, but I mean, not weather, sorry. They're like summer and winter precipitation, or what have you, but all right, so, and the other thing we need to do is that,
oh goodness,
let's come in here and draw a line where there is a 0 in the winter. And I need to figure out where that is in my file here. Which one do I have visible? Okay, yep. Is this the elevation one? Yes, this is the elevation one. All right, so what happens here?
I thought I was going to bring it up earlier, and I think I didn't. But I've been seeing Miles stretching, and I go to stretch, and then I remember that I had a vaccine on Friday, and my arm is like, nope, you're not going to do that.
No.
I feel like I'm getting to that stage where, like, I mean, like my arms have been hurting, so like I'm just kind of just like stretching and stuff, just kind of just like getting my back opened and such.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, something happened here that threw me off a little bit, but
Cool.
no matter. I think one of the some layers or something moved for some reason. Which
Scary
was which threw me off for a sec. Yeah, definitely scary stuff. Yeah, okay, that makes a hell of a lot more sense now. Yeah. So following this line, I'm on my notes layer right now. So anything in here that is desert, we're just going to do that because there isn't anything on that side that we made desert.
Mm-hmm.
Could technically be a D climate.
Oh.
So we are going to be carving some stuff out from this desert in here to be a B from the B. And it is, if we, it's subcontinental, so I'm just going to come in with here and do, let's have the summer ISO. Just need to find, okay, I need to grab that.
Is there a good example of something like this happening on Earth?
Of what?
Where you have your hot desert right up next to the D's.
What, the tundra or the D
Mhm.
climates? Yes.
The D climates.
Yeah, sure there is. Let me just make sure there's no spoilers or anything. One sec. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. We can look at Wikipedia's one, I guess. I like this one because it has all of the latitude and longitude on it.
But it's
Though it
got
may
the
take a while
wrong
to load.
colors.
Okay, that's taking too long to load for some reason. So let's just do this. That's fine.
The secret colors were blocked by the sensors.
Yes, by sort of definition, the BS and the BSK tends to be up against a D climate, and occasionally it is up against an E climate, depending on the scale you're looking at and depending on how much precipitation is there. Because sometimes a K climate can go right up to an ET. We see that in some places. It's more likely that it transitions through a D climate just because, you know, places get precipitation, but so we are going to go in here and I am going to does this work now? Yes, now this works just fine. All right, so according to me, several years ago, oh my God, how long ago did we work on this? It was a couple years ago now. We are checking to see if some of these B climates are going to become D climates. And I mean, it's more so about precipitation and stuff. And I made a map for the average. All right, so all year. All right, so we're going to want to figure out some of these climate situations first, and then we can go in and pull them down. So funny enough, we're going to have some DSA. So let's turn that off for a sec. And, oh, didn't I just have up a, whoop. Yeah, that stuff doesn't really matter. All right, so. Oh, that is not what I wanted. All right, so we're going back here. Let's go to, just pick a brighter one. All right, so let's just, so we're going to have this transition between CSA and DSA along here. You need a transition. And then that transition will change to a DFA. And then we're going to grab our DSB and draw that in here. I'm going to bring that down so it's kind of easier to draw with. Great. Oh, oops. Just want all that blue to be eaten up. Great, close enough. And then we are going to have some DSC.
Ooh.
Up into here. I mean, it'd probably be a bit more complex than this. Like you'd have, you'd have some arid areas probably in the valleys in there and things, but
at this scale, yeah.
At this scale. All right, so a lot of this in here is going to be DS in this area. At a certain point, it's going to transition. So for areas that only receive downwind precipitation in the winter, we are going to want, if we say it's low, probably a shift from like a 12-degree average, So if we're over here, I mean, some of this would be probably high. So let's, over here, I'm just going to bring up my precipitation isotherms here, and I'm going to pick some points and then check to see what is going on here. Oh my goodness. Okay, that moved as well. That was not cool. That made absolutely no sense for a second. All right, so so along this line, that is 18. You can't see what I'm doing. Just for 18 and 0. The average between 18 and 0 is 9. So that would be for a low annual precipitation. So we can extend the BSK. We can extend our D climates into here. Okay. And then along the ridges here, we are going to extend it out because it is going to be receiving more precipitation. I'm just going to turn this off, and we are going to decrease the opacity of that so I can see some things under it.
Mm-hmm.
And how high are the slopes on this side? Yeah, so let's peel this back over here. So I do think it's fun to have a big, somewhat arid area in here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then where is that 0 line? Oh yeah, where's the D line? Sorry, I need this. Okay, so the D line does come down pretty significantly. Let's erase it over here. And this is kind of like, whatchamacallit, if you look at the Western United States.
Oh, yeah.
With what's going on and like the range and basin stuff.
Range and basin.
On a rage and base. What would be that like? Yeah, I'm just kind of thinking in terms of. I don't think that would be Grand Jump. It's like too south for that.
And I just want to check summer. Okay, so stuff's going to come in from that way in the summer. However, this is high, and that's going to block a lot of it. So we may just make it... Yeah, like this sort of thing that's going on in here where we have these blue areas that are, and the purple areas that are dotting it. By blue, I meant D areas.
Mm-hmm. They're not sad.
No, they're not sad.
No.
The joy of the D climate.
Oh, a good old D climate.
Okay, so now just want to make sure that, okay, and then I think I have all these in there too, because like, what's this? Great. Cool. Yeah, so now we are going to turn our wind off for a sec. We're going to grab that color, and we need to find the summer the 18 line again.
This special squiggle.
Special squiggle. Because between the 18 and the 12 line, there we go. So just a bit inside this is going to be our C.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what we got.
Ooh.
So does it curl up? Yeah, it kind of comes up here. So that stuff, I mean, yeah, but it's also, we're also doing, oh, shoot, undo. Okay.
It's a nice color.
At a certain point, this is probably going to, oops.
Ooh.
At a certain point, these may be, okay, so that's all in there. And we may want, let's Get rid of that again. We'll probably want to connect these up a little bit. Yeah, see, so we can erase some more of the BSK here.
Ooh.
Just to
BSK
connect.
erasure.
And then we're probably going to add some more. Yeah, and then we'll add in our pink area to this after we finish kind of sculpting through. So I just wanted to give this a little bit of, I guess, like a little bit of rhyme or reason. Okay.
It's very snazzy.
Very snazzy. All right, so now we're going to go back to our D layer. And very quickly here. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, at some point, some of these may become DFCs just because they're so... Okay, and then on this side, we are going to make it this color here. And then what's in here, we can just kind of keep it as what it is. So that's fine down there. I mean, you can, some areas here would probably be like, like DFB in here because it's probably not getting much precipitation at any time of the year. So you'd have like stuff like that, but it's, I don't know, we'll leave that one in, but it's very much
something for the granular sweep.
Yeah. Okay. So now that we've sorted this bit out, and yeah, now that we sorted this bit out, we can go to the north and kind of figure that situation out. So in here, in this area, probably where we have the winter, yeah, now we want to figure out the whatchamacallit. Now we want to figure out the DW areas for here, because there are going to be some. Just bringing up something on the side.
Monsoon.
I just need to measure something real quick.
Speaking of monsoon, I saw Jinx Monsoon yesterday. It was very good.
Just out and about?
No, Mary. As Mary.
Oh, yes. I saw Uma God yesterday.
Just out and about?
Well, so kind of like it was her bar, but she wasn't like billed to perform, so it was like a little bit of a surprise. But her drag sister was hosting the night, and it was kind of like a little like family affair. So it was very fun.
Okay, so I'm going to start putting in the DW areas here. So what we have is probably about, I don't know, 700 meters or so. We are going to introduce these D areas, these DW areas, and I just want to throw on this so I know what I am looking at. Let's turn this up a little bit so I can, because I'm looking at the G plates here. Okay. Okay, so wait.
We bless the rains down in Lunua.
Hey
Okay.
there, Mr. Jumbo.
Let's turn this off and see how I got it. Hey, there we go. Great.
Ah, yes.
Okay, so then everything in here going that way. Oh, shoot.
Oh,
Ooh.
and oop.
I want to get it at the right one where it doesn't bleed into the other. This is why different color palettes for Copen may be useful. Because if they're too close to each other, then you can't effectively capture them. All right, so that is going to be, where are we going? Where are we? Okay, here we go. So that's going to be pink. I mean, there's mountains here, so we could probably pull this out a little further in the south. Because the wind is coming like over where these mountains are, so. Well, it's more about the, no, it's not. It's more about the stuff coming from the north here. Yeah, we would probably want to angle it this way anyway. Okay. Oops. Can't take it from there because, okay, so now that that's there, I'm going to grab my DWB color and move along here because the winds are going to be bringing precipitation into there. So then that's, oh yeah, okay, that's that. And then on this side, we are going to be getting precipitation here. I mean, the thing is, some of this may transition to DFB, not because it's, just because it's arid, just because there isn't 10 times the amount of precipitation in one summit, in one, not 10 times, sorry. Just because there isn't enough precipitation in the summer to make it a, yeah, even if it doesn't receive all that much precipitation in the winter. So we will, where's the line here? So we'll follow this line there. And then at a certain point along here, this will transition. And then this area in here will be DW. C.
Ooh.
There we go. And then we are going to grab our DWC. And that is going to go in here. Great.
Nice long chain.
Yeah. And then this is probably going to keep going up here too. And it'll probably go in front of here, actually. And then at a certain point, this will just kind of take over. Because if you're having, where would the, yeah, I got to bring up the summer one here. It's coming here and then moving down. Yeah, so around here, actually, there isn't going to be much in the way of winter precipitation anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Okay. Nice. So now we've got all of that filled in. And we got that down there. Oh yeah, we added that in. That wasn't a mistake. And then in here. So now we have two things we want to do. We want to check to see if there's anywhere that goes below a certain temperature in the winter that isn't an ice sheet. The DXD climate is negative 38 degrees Celsius without an ice sheet. And I don't think we went that far. That'd be a very like minor area. We don't have any of those hypercontinental zones or anything. Do we have? Oh, okay, cool. We do have an area where we could have it. Winter isotherms. It's in here that is not ice.
Mm.
And we're under EF, so it doesn't really matter all that much. So we can just try to fill this in here. And we can see what comes up when we take this away. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that nice?
Ooh, lovely.
Oh my gosh.
So at the kind of foot of this ice sheet, you have a very cold zone here. Yeah, great. So that is now there. And that is an ice sheet, so it doesn't really matter all that much. And I don't think we got a similar cold area over here, do we? No, we do not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is our TWs. But the big thing that we wanted to see is whether or not we have a cold desert in here. And that would be an area that is sufficiently far in where, you know, it may be downwind of stuff in the summer. Here we go. Let's see how far those winds are coming. And we'll see if we can make it work in this stage. You know, if we decide on certain precipitations and stuff like that later, then that's fine. But okay, that's almost 2,000 kilometers there. So let's look at this. No. Yeah, it's just going to be low amount of precipitation, only in the summer, minus 4 degrees Celsius on average. Okay, so let's see if we can get below that. So we could have the, yeah, -2, -4, -2. Okay, so input summer, DWX, if it's below high. All right, so we're looking for -2. Yeah, so I'm going to be looking on my laptop for a sec, and I'm just going to try to find some areas that are cool enough to have an average temperature of -2, which I don't think will be all that difficult. Or, I mean, lower than 1 degree, probably. Oh, wait. Add BX where the temperature is below the listed value in the declimate band. Yes, we do need it to be below that temperature, because if it's above that temperature, then stuff will grow. Okay.
We don't want that. We don't want plants or agriculture or anything of the sort.
No. Why? That's absurd. Why would we want that? All right, so if I just pick there, that is a -30. And what is the isotherm that's there? Oh, okay. So that would be 12. So that'd be 14. Yeah, that's -16. Okay, well, that's cold enough. All right, let me just go over here for a sec. Because essentially what that thing is doing is looking at this and saying how much precipitation is there, right? So if we're looking at, you know, the annual temperature is in this range, this BSK or this BSW range, so -16 is certainly going to be in that range. However, that just may be... Oh, it's a long one. Should we praise the sun a second time? I don't know. How are Jake and Miles feeling about praising the sun a second time? We're almost done.
What about the moon? Is what
Yeah.
the situation I'm in. Yeah.
We haven't figured out the moon yet.
You don't have any white-tailed dragons yet.
No. Well, we have that blue-tailed dragon in the other one, but no white-tailed ones. So we're looking for around 0. All right, so I just need to find the point where it hits 0, because we're at -16 where I checked, and that would certainly be... That's, you know, that's certainly quite cold. So we are going to look. What are we doing? Gallery. Just want to finish this out.
I know. Yes, we are locking in.
We've never been more locked in.
So also, okay, so within this basin here, where there's an 18 in one part, and I also don't want it to have like 2... Okay, great. I think I found it.
Eureka.
Eureka. So the summer isotherm is up here, and the winter isotherm is there. So I'm going to do that. Now we are going to take these off for a sec. Okay. And then where's that high pressure zone? Yeah, all right. So we can add in one of these deserts that kind of is in this continental zone and kind of going up to here or so. Well, once it hits -10, I think it's kind of out of bounds. Well, only in the... Yeah, -19. So yeah, once we... Because the wind, you know, it's going to come in here. So we can... come up here.
Squeal, squeal.
Scooples.
We already decided they don't have horses, and the Nihirungs might be a bit cold. So we'll have to figure out what they
Figure out something.
do.
Little yak vibes.
I guess it's so the question of if you can't travel very fast, what do you end up doing?
Why do I have multiple layers selected? All right. What? I could left some spaces.
I think, yeah.
Great. Okay, so we got that in there. So the two things that we need to do are figure this one out, and yeah, then we have to add some pink. I don't think the pink will be too onerous, but we do need to figure this one out. On the West Coast, it's just going to be the DF. That's fine. One thing we do need to put in here, that is not DFB. That's sneaky little DFB up there. All right, so we have these mountains here. In the summer, the precipitation is blocked. There is going to be stuff coming in from up here, but it's probably not going to be too substantial. So we'll probably end up with a DS area in there, which is kind of similar if you, I mean, we can just go check, which is what we see kind of up here.
Alaska-ish.
Yeah. And in here, we could also have like a little B SA if you wanted. That would probably make sense, because the one for downshore winds only in the winter is a lot less onerous than in the summer. So we could do that, and we could take a sec to figure out where that could go. But I just want to get in the... no, we don't want to do that. We want to pick the actual color here. And then when we're looking at the winter... Oh, how's the winter doing? Oh, no. That's not better, actually. What do we got here for summer? It's coming in the summer, but it's being blocked. It's coming over here. Where have we got in the winter here? Oh, no, that's just going to be dry all around. Never mind. That's not going to work out. So what we're probably going to see is, yeah, it's probably just going to be DW in there, that we could have a little...
another desert-ish.
Another little deserty area in this basin. I'm just going to find my isotherms here, because we have this big shape, which I believe is 12 at the top and 18 at the bottom. So I need to check that again, but we do have some coming down here. And the ones coming down do get quite cold. Yeah, so we could justify putting in a BSK in here. How large do you want the BSK area to be in here? Because
I'm good with chunky.
I'm going to like mildly chunky. Yeah, maybe kind of like an hourglass, squash shaped.
Okay, a squash shaped one. All right, because if we are
What's a squash?
looking up here, we could have it. Yeah, because it's going to receive very minimal precipitation, so we can kind of justify it being quite large if we wanted. But because like the amount of precipitation coming from the north is going to be very minimal, because it's going to be largely frozen up there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then these mountains are going to block a decent amount of precipitation that
Mhm.
would come in the summer. So it's only going to receive precipitation in the summer. All right, so 1812 is -6. I mean, we could justify a decent amount. Especially in these lower areas. We could have it coming out here.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any winds coming around? Yeah, not really. No. Oh, okay. So we do have a collision down in this area. So we do have air masses coming together. So we would want to keep it away from that.
Mm-hmm.
But what do we have up here?
It looks a bit like a bird's head at the moment, which is on theme.
Okay, so we do want to kind of separate it from this. So all right, so that should be good. Let's turn the winds off. Let's turn the isotherms off. Okay, let's erase it from here because and then we could get it closer to here.
The neck's gone. Now it's just like a baked potato.
I don't know. Do you want the potato shape? I mean, we can carve something away from it, but
the baked potato is fine.
The potatoes,
They sold
let me
baked
just-
potatoes at the Italian restaurant we went to yesterday as a side, and we were like, "Who is ordering a baked potato as a side to a pizza?"
Yeah, that's something.
It was
we have this wind coming
kind of
over
in-
here that's hitting the mountains. This wind that's coming over there, so we can
Wow.
carve off.
This
some
desert
of
is
these.
many Icelands big.
There's so many cold deserts or cold steppes.
And then we would have some collisions along here, so we can kind of curve it back more. And then we got these winds coming in here. And I mean, I already pulled it back on that side. All right. Okay. So we've got two of these colder deserts. I mean, the one in the east is going to be more significant than the one in the west. But that is just because, well, wait. Sorry, the one in the west is more significant than the one in the east because of the way that the winds are moving here. And now we have our BWK, and we can just add in our desert in here. I think we're on our desert layer. Yes, we are. And we want to create kind of a border between these two things here. Certainly want that in there. Oh, I had it curved in there. Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want it in there. There we go.
The baked potato's got a
A lot
filling.
more.
now.
Yeah.
Well, we can bring it over this too.
Mhm.
Or maybe it can be half and half again. I always like that, where you have like a big body of water in the land and half of it is one climate, and the other half is a different one.
Mhm.
What am I drawing on? Ah, I drew on the big W. Whatever, it's fine. And now we're over here, and we're going to be filling this in as well. And because it's the precipitation comes from this way, we're probably going to have a bit of a shallower sorry, a longer gradient. And then on the other side is going to be a very sharp cutoff here. I mean, if we went through and we did more measurements, we could probably justify expanding it, but I like the... Yeah, I mean, we could probably pull it closer to the things here. Oh, nope, wrong layer. And then we'll just expand the just expand the pink a little bit. As long as I'm on the right layer. You got 2 eyes. Your planet has eyes.
Oh.
Just want to make sure that we're hitting everything here. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, that's... what was the other thing we need to do? I think that's pretty much it.
I think that is pretty much it.
I think that was it. Yeah, because we just need to check the other one. Yeah, it's quite cold up there. Above the, what is that, 50 degree line? Above like 60 degrees. Nope, about 55 degrees or so. We are slightly cooler than we are now.
Deserts you ever saw.
Okay, let's
Stunning.
all right.
I think it helps that the little dips give it like the anime eyes effect.
Yes. Oh, look how cute.
And then the other thing I wanted to check, because we may get some CFC in one place, and that is something I just wanted to look at over here very quickly.
That's very fair though.
Nope, no, not from here. Not from this scale. I mean, what we'd probably want to do is like look in here and then find the layer that you wanted, and there's probably some area in here that, because this is like kind of the altiplano area that you were talking about. So some of these areas would be CF, right? Like these like higher up pink areas all in here would be CF. Wouldn't the vegetation in these arid zones make these arid zones less arid? I mean, they are arid definitionally. I mean, they could have grass. Yes, they are more like continental Asia. So like it'd be more like, you know, northern like Kazakhstan, which is very steppy. Like if we look at what is it like? WWF bioregions. Here we go. There's a list of terrestrial ecoregions. So if we look at like the northern Kazakhstan in there, and parts of Mongolia, they are not like they can be xeric, but they're going to be these kind of grasslands. So does it let me search? Is there a search thing here? Because I don't want to have to like scroll through. Okay, that can go away. Don't necessarily want to scroll through all of these. Let's try this. Let's look for. Oh no! If I do this, and then I can look for Kazakhstan. Oh wait! What? No, this is the one I want. Thank you. So many. It's very inconvenient why that a lot of countries have names that don't begin. There we go. Here we go. Kazakhstan. Great.
Countries with names that don't begin.
Here we go. Kazakh steppe. Boom. Grass.
Oh, look at it. Give it the grass.
So, that a lot of that is if we look at our Copen thing here. It is
pink.
It's pink. I mean, a lot of Tibet in there. Like some of this in Xinjiang is going to be desert, right? The Tarim Basin is just desert because it's so arid. This is not that.
Yeah.
This is like there could be some areas of like sand dunes and stuff like that, which is cool. It's going to predominantly have like, whatever herbs you have, you could have like some areas that are like forested steppe, along where you have rivers. There's probably going to be some kind of like gallery forest or something like that. You could have places where there's shrubs and things. The reason why this is a desert is just because of the intersection of how low the temperature is and how little precipitation there is. If there was slightly more precipitation, it would not be a B climate. It would become a D climate. That is what that is. Geosky. How drastically could star spectrum change climate? I heard ice reflect more UV. So on hotter stars, it might cool planet better or whatever. Yeah, it could definitely cool the planet better. Depending on, the spectrum of the star could interact with ice and other things in different ways. We would also think about plants and the way that the plants interact with the spectrum, because plants also absorb and reflect light. Areas with plants on them tend to be cooler than areas that do not have plants. Arid areas tend to be much warmer in the summer than places that do not have them. So one of the things we could do is we could go back after this and carve out, like we could say that, the areas that have these arid regions are actually warmer in the summer. So we could pull some isotherms and move them.
Can you guess what I just found out lives in
arid
the
definition.
Kazakh steppe?
What did you find about the Kazakh steppe?
They have tortoises.
Oh, excellent.
That has the tortoises.
There are tortoises all the way up there.
Oh, okay. Look at this little buddy, and he's just doing his best up there.
Yeah,
So
Central Asian tortoise.
Look at this little guy. Oh, it's vulnerable according to the whatever that little complication is. It's threatened.
And here we have the Kazakh upland, so this would be a BWK. So like, you've got grass, you've got dirt, you've got rocks and stuff. Pretty cool situation there. Where's the Pontic steppe is in more of the DFB area. Here we go. Tian Shan. There's the arid steppe foothills. We would also have some stuff like that. Where's the alpine meadow and tundra? Yeah, that's scattered in the east.
There are tortoises everywhere for those with eyes to see them.
Oh yes.
But
Yeah.
see here, like even this lowland desert, you've got grass, right? So we're good. Where were the turtles?
Um,
Did you share it on
the
Discord?
is it Central Asian tortoise? I can
Yes.
also put it in the private
Excellent.
chat.
So, we could imagine that there would be a variety of different ecoregions within these two zones. I imagine the one around where Boku's is would be a little drier.
Mhm.
For year round, it would be drier. The one in this on the eastern side, in the main continent here, main subcontinent, I don't know, whatever, would be wetter, especially in the summer. In the winter, it would be quite dry. But this is probably where you'd find some of those like dunes and things in certain areas. Up here, in this little basiny area, north of that river would be cool if there were some dunes. But you'd also have like a lot of wetlands in these two areas as well, because you have mountains near them that are draining through,
yeah.
right? Like if you think about Mongolia, a lot of Mongolia is arid. However, there are like large expanses of wetlands and stuff as well.
Yeah, ready for bodies to be preserved.
Yes.
Yeah, gotta preserve those
Bodies
bodies.
get preserved.
Let the bodies get preserved. Yeah, not all of it is a desert. You do have parts of Mongolia that are, well, not all of it is arid through Köppen. There are areas of it though that are listed as arid, but are wetlands because Köppen measures precipitation and not surface water flow. Yes. Oh, you responded to that earlier. I think a decent amount of Mongolia is DW, if I'm remembering correctly from looking at something 2 seconds ago. Oh, yeah. Look, DW. We've got a huge BW area, and we've got some BS in Mongolia, and then it transitions to DW. But yes, but in these areas that are pink, there are large wetlands that are quite neat. So next Sunday, we'll just chill and do something else. That sound good? Are we happy?
Very.
Very happy. Thank you so much.
Yes, this looks gorgeous.
I'm quite happy with how this turned out. Yeah, you can always go in. There'd probably be some variation here. I mean, we've made things quite blocky, but some of these mountains are relatively low, so we could probably like carve away some parts of that desert in areas and introduce places that in the winter receive more, or in the summer receive more precipitation. So we could probably have like some DW in a couple places. I mean, there'd be stuff to do. It's but it is, but I think it gets kind of the general vibe and the idea across of what we're looking for.
Yeah.
It's nice to just have it done. If I'm being honest, it's
a big relief.
Me and Miles have argued about this for like the best part of like 3 years now.
I remember doing this on my own iPad and basically causing it to just like crash from like reworking all the little lines and stuff. So it does feel very like surreal to have like this in front of us.
And oh, this is weird. Let's go back here for a sec. We have an AM. Yeah, the AM here, we would want that to transition over. And that's something that I'd want to fix. I mean, this is a part that would change because of the whatchamacallit, getting in closer detail, because this is caused by elevation, and the elevation, the underlying elevation is not particularly well represented by these general shapes. That was vibes. That little thing down there was vibes. I just did it because I felt like it. Yeah, we do have, and I think like what this continent demonstrates is something like parts of this are similar to Dove. So if we wanted to do a little reference here, right? Like we have on Dove these north-south mountain ranges pulling climates down towards the equator. It's much more extensive on Dove because this is, you know, your ET gets to about 40, and around 40 we've already got you know, a very cool situation here. You know, these we've got the climates moving the pretty, you know, just straight across the equator, just straight straddling it. And we also have a similar situation with Zalea, where on the eastern side of the mountains, we've got this nice DW area, which I think is quite handsome on this map.
Yes.
We've also got, I mean, just because of how Dove works, it's the places that are cool enough for a lot of D climates in certain places tend to be too cool for D climates to emerge. But we do have this nice mountainous area in here with these DS uplands in the in this area. Oh, I think that's one thing that I did want to do was this BWK. We can see if we can expand that out a little bit. That would be the last thing that we did get to. Oh no, that's not what I want to do. Here we go. Oh. I change it to the eraser for some reason. All right. Get that in there. You can kind of loop this around, go through here. Nope.
Oh.
Definitely not what we want to do. Was I doing it on the right layer? I was doing it on the right layer, but I probably left a space somewhere. Okay, there we go. That looks better.
That's fun.
That is fun. Nope. Redo opacity. Cute. Great. Make it the right pink, I suppose. And then don't want it to get too close to that because the elevation change. And then what's going on under there? Oh, okay. That's fine. There we go. That's a little bit better. Yes, I do think it is a very pretty interesting continent that we got going on here. It's because it is like a narrower continent, but it is wide at the top, which allows it to have the larger amount of continentality. We've got this separate subcontinental zone on that western subcontinent, which is cool. Yeah, I think it is pretty neat. And if we take out this underlayer, There we go.
Ooh.
And then we have a nice space here for a key for our climates.
Lovely. And we can tell everyone about this process in an hour when it took us however many hours to get through it.
If you want to see the process, you can watch all, I don't know, 18 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Push in, I don't know, probably 20 hours or so of for one continent to get it to this kind of rough place. But I mean, like, I think this is good enough for most things. You know, if you wanted to focus on a particular place, then you could zoom in and kind of carve away and make things more artful and aesthetic.
And this is also something that's going to be helpful for us when we do our little adventure with Ryan about our kind of like more like local regional maps and kind of like playing around with like what could be there, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Tinger says you absolutely got to cram this continent with languages, make it last.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, like, the fun of it is also going to be just like watching like kind of the languages that we have started off now. Like, I mean, like, we'll see how much of an endeavor we put in it, but it'll be cool to kind of see like how they sort of like evolve over time and sort of like just change.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's very cool. And I know you have some of the things already on the underlying map here. So something that you could share is how, say, the Bokus would differ now that they're in the middle of a cold desert. If you decide to keep them there, I mean, put them somewhere else.
Oh no, we had worked that bit out. If anything, we thought the desert was going to be even further across.
Mm-hmm.
I think because I don't think that we had necessarily understood the split in the continentality.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's actually quite nice in terms of the world building that there is this area above that is going to have a bit more vegetation that they can then kind of move into that area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Papua New Guinea to Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah,
That's definitely
Boobaloo. I didn't see Boobaloo.
Boobaloo.
Even better.
Yeah, we need to make the trans of the Luan languages.
Yes.
I like this area down here. I think it's fun.
Too.
We got this sea. I mean, yeah, we've got what do you got? We got it coming in there.
Or
yeah, and coming in there.
Of some sort.
I mean, we could probably do a little CWA transition in there if we wanted, but I mean, it's fine. CFA transitions to desert, or semi-arid, sorry. Because when you say desert, you're talking about a biome, but the Köppen climates don't necessarily map up to biomes. Like down here where we have this BW area, that's probably going to be more desert. And then some parts in here are going to be desert. This red area, a lot of desert, a lot of ergs, rocks and stuff. It'll be quite interesting to see what you do with that. You'll probably have to remodel some of your you redo some of your rivers here.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff in the west would probably be more ephemeral. But the stuff coming from the south and the east into this basin would be quite substantial. And of course, you have this tundra up here, and we didn't get to it, but these areas that are white could certainly, I think those ones are tall enough to have some EF on them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not necessarily as notable. Like you're going to have some glaciers up there. When things precipitate in the winter, it's going to melt in the summer. You're going to have snow up there for sure. So yeah, you're going to have like some pretty substantial rivers coming through here. And like, this is a cool desert, but And I think one of the things I probably want to do is label the isotherms, or at least draw them in. In the winter, yes, it gets quite cool in some of those areas, getting down to like, below 0 in some places. But in the summer, it is like 18 or whatever. So that can be that can be quite pleasant.
That sounds very pleasant.
So, if you wanted to do a society that, had a sort of like more hierarchical sort of like riverine civilization, a lot of people are like, oh, hot deserts, because they're thinking about, I guess, Egypt and Mesopotamia and stuff like that. But you could go to a cool semi-arid region, and for your folks, I mean, that also, opens up a different aesthetic and different, I don't know, crops and like other things like that. That could be the focus, because like definitely for Dove, there are going to be some grain or cereal adjacent plants, but I do, because of a lot of the tropics region, I do want to move towards like, I don't know, palm hearts and stuff like that. Thinking about like sago and emmet and those sorts of things, thinking about the emergence of agriculture in different areas, can kind of push some more diversity in the kind of world building we see. Because like, I don't know, I've seen a lot of stuff and I'm kind of tired too of like the grains though, and kind of focusing on grass agriculture and making that sort of a template in a way. Oh, and we've got something down here too. But do we have any final thoughts?
Can we show the show?
The previous.
Can you show the what?
I've added the slug with claws picture to the studio.
Oh, that too. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Ta-da!
That is excellent.
Look at that.
Bib did a great job.
A stellar one.
That is excellent.
And I found out that Bib's never seen Nausicaa Valley of the Wind before.
What?
I know.
Nausicaa the Valley of the Wind is quite cool.
I looked at it and then I was like, oh, this is a lot less similar than I think my vague memory of it had said. But I think it's very cool.
Oh, like the big sluggy things that are like walking around. Oh yeah, they have a different shape.
Yeah.
I also made a bit of a course correction in the east over here.
Ooh.
Because there was one other thing that we forgot to get back to. Remove from stage, add to stage. Was this area over here, because we put some CW in there, but we didn't put in the D to kind of complement it. So some of those DW areas have been put in.
Lovely.
But yeah, I guess over the next week I will, or in a couple weeks, I guess I'll take some time to clean some things up, and add in the isotherms, I suppose, or at least with a label so that we can break it down easier.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to that, and as we said, thank you very, very much.
Oh, of course. I had a fun time putting all this together, and it was nice that it was something that we could do on the stream.
Very much so. It worked out very well.
And I guess the process is a little daunting, perhaps for people to do on their own, but now that they have seen us go through the process and what we've ended up with, then maybe they'll give it a shot too. And I think it is quite manageable if you're doing one continent. And to be frank, I think that would work for most people.
No, for certainly so. And like, if just obviously, if people have like multi-continent like planets, just chunk away at it. Like, don't like try like get everything all done at once. Like, kind of like get your tundras done first on this like one little dude, and then get all your other stuff, and then move on to the complete thing when you're finished.
Yeah, and like, you know, if you wanted to do all of the land masses and topography and stuff, then that's one thing. But going through this, doing one at a time is usually the better way to go about it. Especially because like if you're doing, I don't know, like a sort of pre-modern thing.
Oh yeah.
If you have your continents close together, then people can kind of like go between and hang out and stuff. But if they're further away, then you don't really have to worry about that stuff.
Yeah. That was one of the things I started thinking about is like, wait, how if the humans start here and all the continents are so far away they don't affect the climate, they're gonna like it's gonna be like an actual terra nullius situation rather than a fake one.
Yes. Yeah, it'll be, you know, you'll have this situation where nobody will be there. It'll be like the Falkland Islands, but everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's really gone well for everyone.
Wow. Yeah. That's a different.
Yeah.
That's a different podcast. Wait a minute. Yeah, that moved a bit too far. That purple area moved a bit too far north. Anyway, we'll sort it out. It's fine. It's not finished. It's always iterative.
Quite.
Yes.
Thank you everyone for sticking around on this journey into Lands Unknown, making the Boubaverse a little bit more known and learning some fun things along the way. Just a reminder to like if you haven't already. And I will see you next week where we'll probably, I don't know, do some language sketch stuff for the ancient ancestral Delayans.
Lovely.
Kind of figure that out. Yeah, so bye everybody.
Cool. Bye everybody.